What the Study Says.
Welcome back to What the Study Says. I'm Dr. Kai.
And I'm Dr. May.
Okay, today we're jumping into some really fresh findings from 2025, published in Nature Cell Biology. And honestly, this one's pretty surprising.
It really is. We're doing a deep dive into this link between getting gray hair, something most of us just see as aging.
Right, inevitable aging.
And something much more serious, melanoma.
Yeah, it sounds like two totally separate things.
Yeah.
But this research out of the University of Tokyo suggests maybe, just maybe, gray hair is actually a sign that our biology is doing something right.
Exactly. So our mission today is to unpack this. How can the same stem cell lead to such different outcomes? Successful aging versus potentially deadly cancer.
Okay, let's start with the protective side then. Gray hair. The study centers on these melanocyte stem cells, McSCs.
That's them, the tiny pigment factories in your hair follicles.
Right. So the sources explain that when these McSCs get hit with significant damage, like serious DNA breaks, maybe from radiation or something similar.
Yeah, cytotoxic stress.
They switch on this internal sort of stop sign, a protective pathway.
Precisely. It activates what's called the p53-p21 axis. Think of it like the cell's big red panic button.
Okay.
And hitting that button doesn't cause cancer. Instead, it triggers this process called senescence-coupled differentiation.
Senescence-coupled differentiation. Okay, that's a mouthful. Let's call it forced early retirement.
Yeah, that works. Essentially, the damaged stem cell is forced to stop dividing permanently.
And then what happens to it?
It differentiates, changes its function, and then it gets cleared out, actually eliminated from its little home in the hair follicle. It's called natural senolysis. The tissue basically performs this rapid quality control check.
So the visible result is, well, less pigment, hence gray hair.
Exactly, that's the consequence. But the benefit, the really crucial part, is that by getting rid of these potentially dangerous DNA-damaged cells, the tissue protects itself from becoming cancerous.
Wow. So gray hair in this light is actually the system working perfectly. The smoke alarm going off and the hazard being removed.
You got it. It's stem cell exhaustion or elimination, a good outcome.
That is fascinating. So, okay, if that's the good path, the protective one, how does it go wrong? How does that same damaged cell sometimes end up causing melanoma instead?
Well, that's the other side of the coin, the antagonistic outcome. It happens when the McSCs face a different kind of stress, direct carcinogenic stress. Think things like certain chemicals or UVB radiation from the sun.
Okay, so not just random damage, but something known to cause cancer.
Right. And here's the twist. These carcinogens mess with the signaling. Instead of letting that protective p53 pathway activate,
The panic button.
they actually suppress it, even though the cell's DNA is damaged.
Wait, hold on. The carcinogen stops the protective mechanism from kicking in? That seems completely backward.
It does. It's really counterintuitive.
Well,
But the carcinogen manipulates the cell's environment. It's niche.
how?
The study points to two main things. An external signal called KIT ligand, or KITL, gets activated. And internally, something called arachidonic acid metabolism ramps up.
And these signals basically tell the damaged cell, ignore the damage, keep going.
Essentially, yes. They override the stop signal. This allows those damaged McSCs, the ones that should have been retired and eliminated,
The ones that should have led to gray hair.
to keep their stem cell properties. They can self-renew, make copies of themselves, expand as a population. And that persistence, that clonal expansion of damaged cells, is what sets the stage for melanoma.
So it really is a fork in the road. Path A damage, signal eliminate, gray hair. Path B damage, interference with signal, persist, expand, melanoma.
That's the core antagonism. Graying is stem cell elimination. Melanoma is damaged stem cell expansion. Divergent fates from the same starting point, depending on the stress and the signals.
Okay, so let's clarify the big takeaway for everyone listening. This study isn't saying, having gray hair magically prevents cancer, right?
No, definitely not. Don't go hoping for gray hair for protection. The key finding is that the biological process, the pathway that leads to gray hair, is actually a beneficial protective mechanism. It's the body successfully getting rid of risky cells.
It reframes aging, doesn't it? This links tissue aging like graying and cancer not as separate issues, but as almost opposite outcomes of how our stem cells handle damage.
Exactly. One is exhaustion, the other is uncontrolled expansion.
It's kind of amazing. Evolution seems to have built in this system where, well, losing hair pigment is preferable to developing cancer. Appearance takes a backseat to safety.
It really suggests that some things we see as just negative signs of aging, like gray hair, might actually be visible evidence of a healthy defense mechanism at work. It's a checkpoint succeeding.
Which leads to a really interesting thought, doesn't it?
It does. What does this mean for, say, cosmetic treatments if graying is a sign of successful defense?
It is trying to artificially restore pigment without dealing with why the cells were eliminated in the first place, potentially undermine that natural protection.
Yeah. It's a provocative question. It makes you wonder what other signs of aging might actually be protective processes that we just haven't understood yet.
Definitely something to think about. If you found this deep dive fascinating, please do subscribe and maybe share this with someone else who likes to stay informed.